What's up, guys? We're gonna do a special video.
Yo, what is up, 24/7 Buff Fandemonium? It is Sunday, and that means we're here for Sunday sessions. Got a huge game coming up, 4:25 kickoff against the Kansas City Chiefs right at Highmark Stadium. We're here with all of your latest and greatest takes. We got a tight half hour we're going to throw at you. Get your questions, your comments, and exclusively, we're going to hit these inactives that just came out right this second while we went live. First, let me introduce the panel to you. Right up here, our boy with the smoothest voice in Bill's live streaming, Mr. Ryan Thomas of the Thomas Takes Sports Podcast. What's up, RT?
What's up, Swank? What's up, Scooter? Man, this is a big one. Of course, where else would you rather be? Right here, right now, Sunday sessions, and then tuning into the Bills game, 4:25. Bills, Chiefs.
Damn, that's right. Oh man. Okay, right up here, my brother from another mother. You might know him as a co-host of the K-Gun Report, which airs every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on the Buff Fanbase Network. It's my brother in crime, Mr. Scooter Magooter. Scott, what do you got?
Hey, what's up, Bills Mafia? RT and Swank. Big game. There's been talk. They got to beat him in the playoffs, but, it would be nice to win today for the fight for that first seed for playoffs. So we're talking about it. It's that time to start seeding. So got to come out with the dubs.
Got to come out with the dubs indeed. I'll tell you, man, I tweeted out a little thing earlier this week because a lot of people this week doesn't matter. It's all about beating them in the playoffs, blah, blah. I got to tell you, like, the tweet was Sunday can matter and the future playoff game can matter too. Let's win everything, as much as like we want to think that the Bills are cursed or there's superstitions or there's whatever. It's very situational game by game. And that kind of mindset can leak into your brain cavity and make you think like it's always that way. But I promise you, they're trying to win both games. So how about we just let them? Guys, we got some great comments in. 338 of you watching live. We are sponsored by 26 Shirts. Go to 26shirts.com. Give them all your money. They're doing great things. Look fly. Help a family in Western New York. Hit it up. It's a good time. Fellas, let's get right into these inactives for the Buffalo Bills. There was some stuff we heard during the week. There's been some rumors. I'm looking at this list right now. I'm going to tell you, I wish it was a little bit different, but here we go. Keon Coleman is out, which we knew. Kaiir Elam is out, which he's a new name to the list, but I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that one. We got Eddie Ulufashiu. He is a regular suspect here. Will Clapp is a regular suspect. Now we get to the heartbreakers. Spencer Brown is inactive today. There were rumors that he was going to be out. I thought he was trending the right way all week. This sucks. And Dalton Kincaid is out also for today. So with that list, RT, I'll throw it up to you first, man. How you feeling? What you feeling? Let the people know.
Well, obviously, would love to have everybody healthy every single week, but that's just not the game that we're talking about. That's not the league that we're covering here on this show. If it was, everybody would be healthy and all things would be good with every single team, but that's just not the way it goes. It's unfortunate that it's for this one, because this is the biggest game of the year among the entire NFL schedule thus far. I think even the fan, whether you're a fan of the Bills or a fan of the Chiefs, if you're a fan of football, you want both teams to be as healthy as possible so that we can get the best possible, game, the best players, the best talent out there, because the whole country is going to be tuning into this game. It's going to be 425 CBS. There's no other game on, the main channels right during this game. So, unfortunately, it is what it is. But I do know the one guy that's healthy for the Buffalo Bills that matters the most is Josh Allen, and it's going to be a fun game to see what he does when the lights are on and everybody's watching. He always does something spectacular, especially with this chip on his shoulder, knowing who he's going up against, Pat Mahomes. I'm really pumped up for this game, safe to say.
Absolutely, man. Well said. Funny stat, Josh Allen in the regular season is 3-1 against the Kansas City Chiefs. In the postseason, he's 0-3. So obviously we'd like to flip the script. And like I said, man, we want to win them all. But however, if it doesn't go the way we want it to go today, it will again be one of those fluky Kansas City. They are a fraud at 9-0 right now coming into this week. They have limped into this undefeated season that they're working on right now, and it's disgusting. So if they lose, and that list of people that I just read off on top of a banged up Amari Cooper, that's going to be what you're going to read on Twitter all week if we lose. So on the flip side of that, if we win, oh God, is it going to be sweet. Scooter, what do you think about this list, brother?
I saw an interesting stat. I just want to throw this out there. Someone did a statistic showing what records other teams would have, all the teams in the NFL, if the one-score football games were flipped. Yep. And right now, the Kansas City Chiefs would be 2-7. The Bills would be 6-4. So obviously, that shows coaching, that shows being able to finish games. But they've been in every game, and they've come back and held the lead, so they can be beat. I'll just say that. Seeing this list, I don't like seeing Coleman in there, even though we knew that was going to happen. Kincaid's in there. We knew that was going to happen. But I do have answers for both. Keon Coleman, still rookie, developing. Amari Cooper is going to take his spot. Amari Cooper's only played one game, so I don't think we're missing much there. Depends on how injured Amari Cooper is. Dalton Kincaid being injured. We know Dawson Knox has been a Kansas City Chief killer in the past. He scored a lot of touchdowns, getting a lot of catches, a lot of targets, a lot of yards. So, and he's always been Josh Allen's little safety net there. So, we'll bring back some old memories there, and hopefully Dawson Knox can perform to his ability, because he still, in my book, is a tight end one for the Buffalo Bills. My only concern is Spencer Brown being injured. Richard Garage, I think is how you say his name, will be the starting right tackle, I believe. The only saving grace, the only hope I have there is he was a teammate of Torrance. So it'll be interesting to see the right guard, right tackle combination. They do understand each other's lingo. They know how to complement one another. So hopefully that will help with the Chris Joneses of the world and the Karlaftis and all that stuff. So injuries are concerned, but I think there's an answer for each one of those on our replacements and the next man up, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, well said. You guys covered it all, man. Spencer Brown has proven to be one of the best right tackles in the league. This squad of offensive linemen has not missed one game playing together this year, and they've kept Josh Allen upright for the majority of the season, possibly without sounding biased or being biased, the best offensive line in the league right now. Let's jump right into this game here and talk a little bit. What does this offense have to do to win today? What does Josh Allen and this offense have to do to beat this somewhat stout Kansas City defense? I'll give them a little more credit than I was willing to give them when we're bullshitting around here, but they can handle their biz. And that D coordinator is no joke. So what do you think there, Scott, man? What does our offense have to do today to win this game?
You're right. Steve Spagnuolo is no joke. Do they have any defensive coordinators that are Hall of Famers? Because he's definitely going to be one of those with all the trophies and acknowledgement and the Super Bowls that he's won. But it is that both these teams are second half teams, and we've seen both games. The Bills slow, then they come out fast in the second half. Same with the Chiefs. So for me, the offense has to start fast. We say this week in and week out, but the Chiefs are going to bring something different in the second half if something's not working. So we have to get up fast and make it miserable for them to come back in that second half. But you need to make it so the holes aren't glaring holes. Don't play an offense where it's like, oh man, if Kincaid was there, that wouldn't be an issue. Oh man, if Keon Coleman was there, it would not be an issue. Man, we wish we had Spencer Brown because it's an issue. We make it so the game is not being talked about that. We don't want the announcers to mention those three names. If he doesn't, that means the Bills are doing good. That means the offense is running hot. And the big take I'm getting out of this is that they need to score on every drive. I don't care if it's a field goal. This is a team, Kansas City team, that not scoring a lot of points. They're scoring enough, but not a lot. So if you're driving down, you're at the 40 and you want to go for it, consider that field goal because all points are going to be important in this game.
I think that's huge, man. And I think there's a couple times, and it seems to be a little bit different from where McDermott was maybe in the first handful of years that he was here coaching, where he would always go for the points. I feel like even though Dable was a little bit more of a cowboy, it seemed like McDermott was like, we're here, we're getting points, let's go. Lately,
if it's 4th and inches, 4th and 1, you got to take advantage of Josh Allen. You got to get, that's a guarantee.
Sure, absolutely. But these 4th and 3s or 2s, like these ones that are a little more or a little less automatic, I'm thinking, man, you gotta take that 3 when you can. Especially, and it seems, knock on wood, that Bass has gotten over his yips and he's hitting fire and really on the right track. But forgive but don't forget kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like we need to take it when we can get it. So, RT, what do you think, man? What's this offense got to do? What do they got to look like today?
Well, you touched on it, Swank. In terms of Kansas City's defense, I would go as far as to say last year the reason they won the Super Bowl was because of their defense and what they were able to do to neutralize Brock Purdy and neutralize Christian McCaffrey and the great offense of the 49ers last year. They're very underrated. I would say that's a part of their team that gets to be underrated. It's a benefit that they play the way they do on the team that they do it on, because on the other side, you have such a high profile, quarterback that he's going to get all the shine and all the attention. Meanwhile, week to week to week, the Kansas City Chiefs defense is playing very well. I mean, you guys touched on it at the beginning. There's these 1-score games with KC. I believe it's like 7 out of 9 have been 1-score games. 5 out of the 9 have been less than 7 points. Like 5 or 3 points, if my memory serves me right. And really the only team that they've been able to, go toe to toe with that's been tough, that is an actual good team, I should say, is the Baltimore Ravens. So they've had a hard time putting teams away because their offense is a little bit limited. But for our offense, as limited as it's been, without Keon Coleman 1 week or without Amari Cooper these last couple, Josh Allen has done a phenomenal job, and I would go another level. The coaching staff, I think Joe Brady has started to incorporate some new things that I've been wanting to see. So I think James Cook and Ray Davis are, looking into this game. It's Mahomes versus Allen, but this might be the game where Buffalo and KC run the football more than they ever have in any matchup between the two teams, because both KC and Buffalo can run the football really well. The best friend to the Buffalo Bills and keeping Patrick Mahomes off the field is a great run game with Ray Davis and James Cook. Win that time of possession battle, wear this defense down that has a very good secondary. I think it actually goes to Buffalo's strength as far as their offensive line. Even without Spencer Brown, they're a great juggernaut run blocking offensive line. Josh Allen, we will see Josh Allen make a play in the running game today, because Josh knows that this is the type of game where he needs to be spectacular, and he rises to that occasion and that challenge each and every time these two teams play. So I think the run game, the rushing offense of the Buffalo Bills is going to be massive for this game, and I would hope to see that early and often, whether it's Davis, whether it's Cook, Ty Johnson getting some passing work, whatever it may be. Spread the football around, wear that clock down, use that clock to your advantage, and I want to see long, consistent drives that keep Pat Mahomes off the field for the Kansas City Chiefs.
I mean, you may see that because the third tight end that the Bills are bringing to the table is Zach Davidson. Impressive in the preseason, but he's more of your tall, thin type of tight ends, not quite the blocking tight end that we've had. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw that 6-line situation where they brought in a couple times with Alec Anderson to help out Garage there a little bit on that right side. Run the ball. If you can bring them 6 linemen in and they can dominate, for sure. I wouldn't mind a James Cook 100-yard rushing game.
I wouldn't mind 100 yards from Cook and 100 yards from Davis. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go back to the Marshawn Lynch, Fred Jackson days.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, I mean, I agree 100%. I want to see some creativity if we're going to do this. I do not want to see I want them to win their matchups. I want them to play their game, but I want them to come out of the gate and, maybe a little pitch out, maybe something just a little different that hasn't been shown, that we can start to get them beat up a little bit, get some positive yards. What I don't want to see is up the gut for 4 and then up the gut for 1 and then, 3rd and 5 and here we are, I want to see a little bit more creativity. And I think that's possible. I think that's there. And I think maybe they've been holding some stuff back before this. We got Curtis Samuel in the back pocket that has shined a little bit here and there last week. I think he was doing a pretty good job until that stupid pick that happened there. And not that was his fault really, but it just is one of those things where it's like, as soon as it looks like he's starting to get a little momentum, either they go away from him or he's not getting the snaps or whatever. I'd like to see some creativity like that, some jet sweeps, maybe a little Isaiah McKenzie type play to him. I think I don't want to see it too cute. I don't want you to Belichick them and overthink that, oh my God, they're the Chiefs and we got to do stuff that's way crazier. I think if you just change it up a little bit, so then you can hit them hard with your regular game, I think it'll be a good day.
Yep.
So yeah, me, absolutely. Running backs, tight end play. I think Dawson Knox has a huge day today. And I think he's built to beat the Chiefs. So yeah, great, man. Great. You guys are awesome here, man. We got 590 of you checking in. Don't forget, we are part of the Buff Fan Base Network, the official kickoff show for your Buffalo Bills regular season and postseason. And, we're sponsored by 26 Shirts. Go over to 26shirts.com. I saw you holding your finger up there. Go over to 26shirts.com. Give them all your money. They got great stuff going on and an opportunity to help out a family right here in Western New York. It's a win. Defense. Let's go over to the defensive side of the ball, which means talking about the offensive side of the Kansas City Chiefs. Who did I start with last time?
Me.
I think you started with Scooter Magruder. Yep.
All right, RT, give it to me, buddy. What's our defense got to do to slow down old Patty Mick?
Man, it's a tough task. We cannot underestimate the improvisational skill of Patrick Mahomes. That's what makes him special. That's what makes him talked about by Chris Collinsworth, to the point where Chris Collinsworth runs out of tissues when he's talking about Patrick Mahomes. I'll just let you guys
and Lubriderm
do A to B on that. But in all fairness, in all fairness, he's right in that regard. He is a special player. He is a guy that can make something out of nothing. And that's going to happen today. Like there's no avoiding that. There's only limiting that. I always say that about Christian McCaffrey or Derrick Henry. You're not going to just shut those guys down. They're going to have a moment in each and every week. But honestly, I think what's fascinating about this game in comparison to previous matchups, everybody wants to talk about the past. The past does not matter. The only thing that matters is today and moving forward. And today, Buffalo's defense looks so much different player for player than what it did the last time these two teams played. And I don't think enough people are talking about it for the better. Terrell Bernard is going to be out there. Dorian Williams is playing his ass off. The front four has been coming into their own. Greg Rousseau is maturing. AJ Epinesa is getting better. Those are the names that I need to see a lot of just plays made, whether they're, batted down balls, whether they're sacks, whether in coverage. You have Rasul Douglas now. You have a young safety group with Rapp and Hamlin that I think have played superbly well. And I'm really curious to see how this defense looks. But to me, the biggest, thorn potentially in the side of Buffalo is the guy that has looked somewhat old this year in Travis Kelce. For whatever reason, it's tough for Buffalo in particular to keep Travis Kelce at bay. This is the best opportunity for Travis Kelce to have a good game, because historically he has against the Buffalo Bills. So I would be keying in on him, because that's the guy that Patrick Mahomes in this matchup knows that he can go to and kind of cater to in terms of targets for this game. So whether you have Dorian Williams on him, Taylor Rapp, I think, is a big coverage piece in this game, second level of the defense as KC starts to spread things out. Travis Kelce, if we neutralize Travis Kelce in this one, I'm not too confident in KC's run game without Pacheco. Hunt was doing really well to start the season. Not so much these last few weeks. And DeAndre Hopkins, I think, is not DeAndre Hopkins of 2-3 years ago, personally. So to me, Travis Kelce can still get open. He's still got a route tree. That's the guy Buffalo has to stop in this game to make Mahomes play outside rather than inside.
I want to tell you, I saw this stat and I had to pop it up quick while you were talking. And on the K-Gun, I made this point. I don't care where anybody else is on the field. Cover Travis Kelce. Completely cover Travis Kelce. And this stat will do you. We're all in agreement that Travis Kelce has lost a step. It seems like this season is a down season for him, correct?
Yep.
He is leading the receiving core, including wide receivers and tight ends, on the Kansas City Chiefs with 60 receptions. The next closest is their rookie Xavier Worthy with 20.
Mm-hmm.
After that, Noah Gray. So we're going
backup tight
end heavy. I mean, insanely, this is my guy. We're talking about safety nets for Josh Allen. Travis Kelce is that guy, and we're all in agreement that he is having a down year and is able to be beat. I just think, I say it every time I see a Chiefs game. No, it doesn't matter if it's us or not. Cover that guy. Cover him. Make sure he does not get – I don't care what Patrick Mahomes is doing back here. Cover Travis Kelce and make Mahomes pick somebody else. Like –
don't make us scratch our heads. Don't have a Kelce finding the open zone and sitting in it, catching the ball, turning around, not getting touched for 10 yards. That can't happen today.
No, not at all.
Because Swank, when they're able to get the ball to Travis Kelce, that's when Mahomes is able to say, well, if I can get the ball to him, let's see, I can spread things out. They go in and out. Most teams go out and in terms of how they work. So to me, you mentioned, the guys that are kind of in the pecking order of receptions. Rashee Rice was a massive loss for this team.
Yes.
That was a massive, I don't think that can be understated. DeAndre Hopkins was a great replacement. It was great that they got him, but Rashee Rice was doing solid work for that offense. And as soon as he went out, it's like the offense has kind of tapered off a little bit here, along with Pacheco. So KC's offense is not what it was the last time these two teams played.
Rashee Rice actually would be second in receptions if he was able to play. He had he's at 24. So nobody behind Kelce has reached as many receptions as Rashee Rice is. And how long has he been out?
He's been out for 3-4 weeks. Yeah.
A while.
Yeah. So absolutely. I mean, it's just, to me, he is the rhythm setter for Mahomes. He is the comfort man. He's the guy. If you get him going, they feed off each other, and then stuff starts happening. But anyway, Scooter, tell me, man, what's your take, man? How do we slow down this offense? What's this defense got to do?
Well, first and foremost, I think other than missing Milano, this defense is the defense that's going to remain the rest of the year. We have our starting front four, our linebackers, obviously what happens when Milano comes back with Bernard and Dorian Williams, but our safeties are our safeties. We got Rasul Douglas, Benford, and Taron Johnson doing their thing. So this is a good visual of what our defense is going to look like against the Kansas City Chiefs, not only now, but if we see them in the playoffs. So something we need to keep our foot on the gas, put our foot on the ground at the same time and say, you're not going to run all over us. Matchup for matchup, we've created this defense so we can hang with the Chiefs. So we need to be able to prove that. We've said it on the K-Gun report. You need to smack everybody in the mouth. We need to be not only the dominant team, but the more physical and a pumped up team, because this Bills Mafia that's 72,000 strong at Highmark Stadium is going to get these guys pumped up. And we brought in guys the last week that are very hype, very full of hype, like Jordan Phillips and all that. So what we have to do, smack Mahomes in the mouth. It's inevitable, but he's going to stretch the play. We can't let these wide receivers find the open pockets and burn us that way. We need to stay on them. I do believe we have the secondary, and I do believe we have the linebackers to be able to cover all the wide receivers and all the patterns that these Chiefs are going to bring to us. Thankfully, with Rashee Rice being out and all that stuff, it makes it a lot easier, but we're playing without people too. So smack him in the mouth. Don't let him get free after the catch and make life miserable for him. Like we've seen plenty of other teams do that so far this year. That the Chiefs, they just find ways to win. So we just need to take the blueprint a little bit and just make it easy for you. I mean, it's Babbage and McDermott. Don't let anybody fool you. It's Babbage and McDermott calling this defense against Reed. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah, 100%. I'm going to go back to what I said on the K gun. You cannot be afraid to play your game. You cannot be afraid to hit Patrick Mahomes. There needs to be pressure. You need to put pressure on him. I know years past, I know who he is and what he is. The problem is if you don't pressure him, you're defeating the whole purpose of what you're trying to do when you rush 4. You rush 4, he dances around, wide receivers get open, you're not getting to him. He can still pick you apart because a wide receiver is going to beat a corner or a linebacker or a safety every time if you give him enough time. The wide receiver knows where he's going and the cornerback is trailing. So it's always the wide receiver's game. That is why you need to get to him. I think the perception of Patrick Mahomes across this league, he is playing below average quarterback play right now. He is not the reason that they're winning these games. Whether he runs out like an airplane after the defense blocks a field goal or not, he is not the reason that they're winning these games. He can be beat. If you get in his face and you hit him, he will not be comfortable. And I don't care. I don't care who he is. This whole mindset of like, he's Patrick Mahomes, if you do that to him, he's going to pick you apart. He's already picking you apart. Get in his face. Yep. Do not be afraid of flags. They're going to throw them anyway. Every single play. I don't like, again, I'll reiterate, I don't want a dirty game. I want to see Patrick on his ass as much as possible. I don't care when.
Or just touch, like just hurry him, just get him, to make a decision before he wants to.
Yes.
And I think that's a huge point of emphasis for me. And to be honest with you, he wasn't really that good last year, guys. Right. I will throw that out there. I mean, I don't look at the Chiefs Super Bowl team last year and say, well, Mahomes just was going off the entire year. Casey's defense is very special. There's a lot of guys on that defense, McDuffie, Chris Jones, Nick Bolton, inside linebacker, secondary, they're studs. I think those are the guys that should be talked about just as much as Pat Mahomes and Travis Kelce, but that's not the league that we're in anymore. So It is what it is.
And here's the thing: when you guard Mahomes, even the Lamar Jacksons of the world, NFL are smart. So when you play against a mobile quarterback, you do not play man defense because they'll tear you apart. A lot of times you'll see the zone. So the Bills defense needs to have their head on a swivel. They need to create the pressure. Don't have a spy. A spy is a waste because at this point with Mahomes and these wide receivers, it's just going to be someone that's sitting in the middle of the field not doing anything. Mm-hmm. Bring a damn blitz. Don't hesitate. Make Xavier Worthy, a rookie, get flustered underneath this big pressure kind of game, and that's where you're going to find your mistakes is on his side. Mahomes is going to put it where he thinks he's going to be. He's too worried about beating the Buffalo Bills, and you create turnovers that way. So it's going to be mostly zone for the Bills defense today, but don't get those big pockets where these guys can be successful. Pressure Mahomes, make him hurry and try to guess. Hopefully a guy runs a curl when he should be running a deeper in or out, and there's a mistake there, and that's how Taron Johnson got that interception last time they played him. Is that kind of pressure. So just bring the pressure for Christ's sake.
Hell yeah.
Goff just threw another touchdown, by the way, whoever's got him starting.
Yeah, I got him and Amon-Ra in one league. They're going off.
I got him benched on both my leagues right now.
My dynasty, man, I got it popped up in the corner over here right now in my sleeper dynasty league. He has 50 points and I am playing number 1 undefeated. See, this is
That's awesome.
tale of tales to come here, right? Like I am playing the undefeated number 1 seed in our league, and I'm middle of the pack, which is not the Bills story, but like my ranking's a little better because there's a lot of 5 and 5ers in that league. But yeah, here we are, man. Here we are taking down the Goliath here. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we got Buffalo Spartan in the comments.
This is Sparta.
Hell yeah!
I actually called him this week. Had a nice conversation with him. He's doing great, guys.
Yeah,
Love you, Buffalo Spartan.
Hell yeah, man. He's the dude. We missed the hell out of him.
Mm-hmm.
Before we go around for score predictions and stuff, and I know it's 3:30 now, but you know we got an hour until kickoff here. We're just gonna hang out for a minute or two. You know what I'm saying? We got a special video from our dude. He's in the comments right now. 784 of you watching right now. Thank you so much. Corey Blaine, the Spaghetti-O King. He has a special video. We're going to air that right now. Also, our guy Patrick Hughes, man, did you see this custom jersey that he made?
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Spaghetti-O's custom jersey, dude.
That's awesome.
You guys are nuts, man. I love it. So here we go. Here's our boy Corey.
What's up, guys? Shout out 24/7 Buff Fandemonium. Shout out to the guys at 26 Shirts. So, today we're going to do a special video. I got the work crappy Bill shirt on. Normally, we chug some SpaghettiOs, give our little prediction, all that. Today, I've always joked with the guys about how cool it would be to do a shout out to Pinto Ron and just dump SpaghettiOs over my head like the ketchup and mustard video. So, today, we get a little thing in the group chat from, shout out to Scott Reed, from our buddy Scott, that the van that they do the ketchup and mustard on, when it starts, something like that, can't make it to the game anyhow. They won't be doing the Pinto Ron thing today because of that. He doesn't want to half-ass it, so they won't be doing it. So I guess today's my chance, right? So before we get crazy, I think today Dawson Knox is going to have a huge day. He always does good against the Chiefs. With Kincaid hurt and a couple other guys out, I think it's Knox's turn to turn up, even with the guys coming up. I'm excited to see us be some dogs today. I know we all say it doesn't matter if we beat them in the regular season. We need it in the playoffs, which I agree. We got to smack them in the playoffs. I 100% agree with that. But I can't wait to give Kansas City their first loss today, guys. Big boot babyface Bass is going to win it, possibly in overtime even. 23-20. Got to stick with the O. So, shout out to Pinto Ron, guys. Here you go, brother. Go Bills!
Daddy!
Daddy! Shoot, I was going to eat that. Cheers, Corey. I got mine. Hell yeah. How about
I had my nieces over last night. We had our SpaghettiOs last night. Right-handed guy. We all ate them, all 4 of us, so it was a good time. Get it in. Yo, I didn't watch Corey's video before because same thing with like Eli's predictions. I like to watch it like live when we're on air, and man, that was a good one.
That was great.
Yeah, he's the man, dude. He is the man. Yeah, it was a bummer, man. The bus broke down. Crazy stuff. You know, and if you're getting into this superstition thing, man, come on now. Gotta overcome.
Power of the O's today. They got to take over. They got to help out. But the Hammer's lot was packed at 10:30 this morning. They had to close off everybody.
Yeah.
If the Bills beat the Chiefs, then maybe they get a new van. You know, maybe they.
Oh, there you go.
They change the van up. You know,
dude, the tradition dies. Corey has to go out there now and get dumped on by like 18,000 cans of SpaghettiOs.
That'd be great. That'd be great.
All right, guys, let's hit some score predictions, and please in the comments let us know what you're thinking, and appreciate you guys watching the show and hanging out and contributing. RT, we'll start with you, brother. Give us your X Factor and your score prediction for today.
Ooh, X Factor. X Factor is Josh Allen. Kind of an easy one, but I think Josh Allen knows what's at stake. This is not, I don't care what anyone says, this is not just any other game. that it never will be again when these two teams play each other after a few years back, the 13 seconds game. So there was a rivalry back in the day. Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, some of the guys I work with know nothing about it. This is as close as they'll get to it with Josh Allen and Peyton Manning, or pardon me, Pat Mahomes.
Yeah.
So I think Josh Allen is the X factor. I think he's going to have a startling statistic day. I'm going to go 350, 4 touchdowns, and maybe even 50 yards rushing. I think he knows that he's going to have to be near perfect to beat the Kansas City Chiefs. And score prediction, I think it's going to be a classic game. I think it could go into overtime, but I got the Buffalo Bills winning it 35-28. The Chiefs won't go over 30. Buffalo will go over 30 again, and the Bills will get it done in overtime with a game-winning touchdown.
Wow.
Like
That prediction, yeah, that makes me wrong. Yeah. If I was going to run anywhere, I'd run through a brick wall right now.
those foam bricks.
Yeah. Scooter, what do you got, brother?
My X factor, we kind of alluded to this earlier, guys, is being able to stop Kelsey. Not only that, but maintaining those mid-route zones. They need to have their head on a swivel, and they need to be able to jump on these routes to create not only turnovers but pass defenses. And I'm talking about the linebackers. I'm talking about Bernard. I'm talking about Dorian Williams, and obviously that third guy, the nickelback, Taron Johnson. Those guys are the keys, the X factors to this game. Their success is going to determine the game, I believe, because if they're successful, it means Kelsey is maintained, the run game is stopped, and there's no BS, no runs up the middle, nothing, no short routes up the middle that turns into yards after catch. So calling those guys out, those are the 3 guys that need to determine this game. And if they do, guys, what are we going to be? 9-2? That's a sexy ass record right there. My score is going to be 31-20. 31-20. We're going to win by double digits. I do believe the Bills are going to hit 30 again. And I think the Kansas City Chiefs average about 24 points a game. I think we're potentially the best defense that they've faced in quite a bit of time. So giving them a little less points this one. 31-20. Go Bills.
Ooh, I like it. On the K gun, I went under 30. I think I'm going to change my tune, man. But first of all, my X factor, Dawson Knox. I think Dawson has a huge day. He's going 100 plus. I'm saying 2 touchdowns. I think this is that tight end game that we're really going to do. Play their own game against them, man. The guy can catch. He's a tough son of a bitch. And let's go, man. That'll give Cooper and Shakir some opportunities, I think, on the outside. For me, I don't know, man. You guys hype me up so much about this. Let's go.
50-0.
We're going 35-24, boys. I think that last touchdown that the Chiefs get is in garbage time. I think Patty has a hard day, and not one of those hard days like I twisted my Yankee and then I came back and saved the day and won by a point. Like I want to see him.
Yeah, I'm gonna lay down and have the cart come out and everything else, and have the air cast.
Listen, it's a great matchup, and I'll tell you what, man. CBS Sports social media has been posting 3 to 7 times a day ever since last week's Bills game ended. It's been next week.
They've been very pumped to come to Orchard Park and jump through those tables. Shout out to the NFL Today crew. They all did it. And, J.J. Watts was a little weak. I will throw that out there. It was a little weak. It's like he shouldered the table. But Bill Cowher, man, he went up and he gave that table the smackdown.
He does everything 110%.
Yeah.
Dude, I'd give Nate a 10 out of 10, man. That dude got air.
He got that was like a 40-inch vertical on blacktop. That was impressive.
But this game,
right on top rope.
This game's been a game that CBS has been pushing even when they were creating the schedule. I read some stories based on CBS needs to cover so many Chiefs games and so many Bills games, and they were pushing hard to not have this be a primetime game. They can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. This is the game that needs to happen, and they got their way. That's why the game wasn't changed or even put in primetime. So this game, it's not only to us the game of the year and the game of the week, but CBS treated it like that even when the schedules were being arranged. They knew that this would be a big one.
This is the best game of the season.
Oh, hell yeah.
100%. Sure. I'll tell you what, and I know, again, we're going over, and if you guys need to go, just give me the high sign, man. But Let me tell you about your future 3-time MVP, Lamar Jackson, where he's at currently. They're losing 10-15. I don't know when the safety happened, but it happened. He is 10 for 24 for 133 yards right now, and he's rushed 3 times for 21 yards. That is your future 3-time MVP. Derrick Henry lost a fumble within the first minute of this game today. And I do want to do an exercise on the K-Gun report. Maybe we'll throw it over here to Sunday sessions here in the bye week or something, whatever. We'll hit it somewhere, or maybe RT will have you on the show. But I really want to do a over 50% ranking of frauds in the NFL currently, because I think
there's a lot of them. He might be one of them. I wouldn't say might. You know my take, Swank, on that.
I do. And I'll tell you, the team we're playing right now, they're number one on my list. They got the best record and the biggest fraud. And I'll tell you what, man, as much as I think Baltimore is a solid team, they're tough, they can win, but they're being very much exposed here these last couple of weeks. Pittsburgh is the team to me that is rate number 2 as far as the biggest fraud in the NFL right now. I don't think that Russell, a 10-15 game, they got a solid defense, but Russell is not the guy. They just, there's something is not right here, and they are just eking through on these wins, and it seems sloppy, like just so sloppy, but they're doing it. And I'm not, disrespect for Eric Gardner. I am the one that advocated last season when they got Russell Wilson and Fields. They were only a quarterback away from being better than 50-50 anyway, because they had horrible quarterback play last year, and they were in the, whatever. But
the cream always rises to the top, and Scott, to your point, to kind of piggyback off of it in terms of the Bills and the Chiefs, these are going back to 2020, which was COVID. Obviously it was a horrible year for everybody, but from 2020 till now, there's only one team that has almost won as many games as the Kansas City Chiefs, and that's the Buffalo Bills.
It is.
So the facts are the facts that these are the 2 best teams in the NFL. These are the 2 best quarterbacks in the NFL. So, and this is a history here that says that every game these teams have played against one another since 2020 has been highly entertaining, to the point where there's games of inches. And that's what gets me so heated, not even just as a Bills fan, but as a football guy, when people say, oh, the Bills can't get past the Chiefs. Nobody has come as close to beating the Chiefs as the Buffalo Bills. Yes. Not even the San Francisco 49ers in 2 Super Bowls, not even the Philadelphia Eagles, who had a massive lead in the first half, completely crapped their jockstrap in the second half and blew that game. Buffalo has gone tit for tat with Kansas City, better than any team. And this is the dynasty of, today's NFL landscape, with 3 Super Bowl wins. And Buffalo has been right there to being close to thwarting that dynasty. So every chapter of this rivalry is a valid one, is a worthy one. And this is just another cliff note in the story between these 2 teams that is far from over.
Look at how much clout the Cincinnati Bengals carried doing it once. They beat the Chiefs once. And it was like they're the best thing ever. It doesn't matter. Joe Burrow can miss a whole season, come back. They are amazing. They could be a 50-50 team. Oh my God, watch out for the Bengals. They did it once. That's literally the only credential that they have to ride on at all. And to be honest, people put them still above Buffalo because of that. Yep. It's nuts. It's nuts.
And look what happened when they were in the Super Bowl against the Rams. Yeah. I mean, it was a 1-possession game, if my memory serves me right, but their offense was completely neutralized and shut down when it mattered the most. So who knows?
That's all experience too, right?
Yeah.
Like to me, that's like that veteran leadership. That's people that have been there. That's like you guys, guy like Stafford. That's like I wanted to be there. Like long, whatever. You had that good core, and now look at the Rams now. 2 weeks ago, I would have been scared to play the Rams coming up, and now I'm like, wow, that'll be a great game. I can't wait for that game. All right, guys. We did everything we were going to do today. We went a little over. Really appreciate you guys hanging out, man. 871 of you. Don't forget, we are part of the Buff Fan Base Network. You can catch all of us on that network all the damn time. Also sponsored by 26 Shirts. We're going to do a quick little final thought and get the hell out of here and get to our beers and our dips and our whatever the hell else. RT, give the people a final thought and tell them where to find you.
Well, you can find me on X, on Facebook, YouTube, the Thomas Take Sports Podcast. Just look it up. You'll find it. I'm easy to find. I'm also easy to find Wednesday nights at 8. I cannot wait to recap this game. It's going to have all the entertainment that this great sport could possibly provide with the two, just best quarterbacks in the league by far. I don't think it's even close. I think Josh Allen's a little bit better than Pat Mahomes, but I think that this is going to be a game that we'll be talking about for the rest of the season until we meet them again come playoff times. This is just the beginning of this rivalry this season. We know whether we win or lose today. I think that as fate would have it, that these two teams will meet again in the AFC Championship, whether it's at Arrowhead or whether it's at Highmark, Old Orchard, as Julian Edelman calls it. That's what the rest of the season dictates. So I'm really excited for this game. It's been circled on the calendar since the schedule came out. We know the teams, we know the players, we know the coaches. It's just a matter of putting it on the field. And that's what I always kind of, say to anybody that is out there, hey, what's your take on this game? Buffalo can beat this team. They've done it before. All the players are out there on our side that can make this game a reality as far as a W. So I'm super pumped, super excited, and I can't wait for this game.
I love it, man. I love it.
Love that thing that you just had out there, Swank. The Steelers are up by 5 points.
Yeah, right here, Dougie.
A field goal puts them up by 8. That means the Baltimore has to score a touchdown and 2-point conversion. Russell Wilson throws an interception in the end zone on 3rd down. Come on now.
Number 2 most overrated team in the league.
Come on now.
We'll talk Tuesday about the number 1 most overrated
Baltimore,
team.
Pittsburgh. Whoever loses this game is the most overrated team. We'll just put it.
Go.
It's like the Super Bowl of the most overrated team. Week what? What week are we in? 11?
11, man.
Yeah. Wow.
Crazy. Season's just going by so quick. We got a weather report from our girl Lisa Johns via John Johns. What's up, Johnses? Weather report for Lisa: overcast and cool, but great weather to play in. Go Bills. Hell yeah, man. There was a little bit of like a threat of maybe some rain. This is gonna be a perfect fall football day, man. I don't know. I looked up tickets. I almost thought about it, but we're going to the San Fran game.
Yep.
So I was like, no, I'm not gonna do it. I was like,
all right. RT, it's not too late to get a ticket.
It's not. It might be a little too early for my Christmas budget. So, we'll see. But
I'll let you know inside scoop, man. Like they're double right now of what we paid for them.
Yep.
Yeah, Corey just scored 2 tickets for the price what we paid for.
He's right behind us.
He's right behind us.
Wow.
Literally in the row right behind us.
Yeah, looking forward to that, Corey. That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Scooter, man, give us your final thought, man.
Hey guys, this is what football's all about. I don't like the 4:25 game, but it is what it is. We're playing at Buffalo. It should be 1 o'clock, but I'm calling out the Bills Mafia here. The Chiefs aren't playing well. They're winning, obviously, but they're just not looking good doing it. So the X factor we've already mentioned, but I think it's going to be huge that the Bills Mafia is loud and proud. We've been drinking. We started earlier. Hammer's Lot was done at 10:30. It was closed at 10:30 this morning, so we know they're there partying. Enjoy the game. That's what it's all about. Game of the year, game of the week, and our Buffalo Bills. Swank always talks about there was a time when we couldn't watch these kind of games. We're there. This is AFC conference seeding. This is everything. So enjoy it. Sit down. There's a lot of season left. Even we have injuries. Yes, we have injuries. So if the game doesn't go the way you want it to plan, we're still winning the AFC East. We're still in the playoffs, and we'll see these guys again. But let's take care of business today. Let's make our road up to us. It's up to the Buffalo Bills. Cheer loud, be proud. Love you, Buffalo. Love you, Bills Mafia. Thanks again for tuning in. Go Bills.
Hell yeah. Patrick Hughes comes in with the last comment of the day saying, I think Ryan Thomas must have a can of SpaghettiOs next week for the bye if we win today. Derek Swank, Scott Reed, and Corey Blaine, let's make this happen. I'll tell you what, RT, this dude willed it into my life by betting me that goddamn bet for the fantasy league. And that put me on a 3-game losing streak. And now I'm trying to crawl my way back up.
So you're saying if the SpaghettiOs have anything to do with a losing streak in fantasy football, I'm not doing it. I gotta defend this baby.
I'm just telling you about my experience. I can't help you.
I gotta
RT,
defend
you
that
doing
right there.
SpaghettiOs?
There you go.
RT, you doing SpaghettiOs wins you a fantasy championship, or Bills make the Super Bowl? Are you going to do the SpaghettiOs?
Oh,
I whatever I got to do to make sure the Bills win the Super Bowl.
hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, dude.
Fantasy all the way, man.
I would jump through multiple tables to make sure the Bills won a Super Bowl. I would, yeah. I'd do whatever it takes. I would say more, but I'll keep it G-rated.
Yeah, I like it.
I know.
Use
you
your
love
imagination.
fantasy. I just wanted to make sure. You were where you were at. I know you love fantasy football.
Right.
Dude, it's always got to be Bills.
It's
got
Bills
Bills
and everything else.
Fantasy. That's the way it needs to go.
Nothing
dude.
else
That might be the
matters.
next. The next shirt should be Bills Bets Fantasy. That's the order.
Yeah.
Well, my final thought, man, is going to be a little bit, you guys covered a lot about the game. I love all you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. 914, almost 1,000 on a Sunday sessions. That's really humbling to us, man. Like that many of you guys decided to spend this little bit of time before the game to get what you think our takes are and get your comments in. So appreciate you. I don't want to jinx it here, but I think I want to take my final thought time to really push this dynasty like win into existence, because Goff has 50 points, dude. 4 touchdowns. They're beating the Jacksonville Jaguars 52-6 right now, and the guy's still throwing touchdowns. They haven't pulled him out of the game. Like, give me a break, dude. I love it. Come on. I was coming from so far behind. The guy had Saquon Barkley, and also I traded my buddy Lamar Jackson last year, and he is the quarterback who's playing, and right now he's got 10 points. So
that's awesome.
Let's go.
I gotta tell you, Swank, I was worried about at halftime when I saw the Lions were routing the Jags, even then, obviously, with the score that it is now. And then I remember Dan Campbell does not pull players. He will not. He will go with the guys that brought him there until the final second. So if you got Jared Goff, you got Amon-Ra St. Brown, you're pretty happy.
You're stacking right now, dude. Yeah. I mean, I was a little pissed at the beginning of the game because there was 2 Montgomery touchdowns, and I'm like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
They were winning. It's like 21-0, and they got Goff had 0 touchdowns, and I'm like, what? Come on.
How about this? How about this? We go through week to week of Sunday sessions, the K-Gun report. Buffalo beats the Chiefs. It's the beginning. We'll look at this game, this season pre-beating the Chiefs and post, and the Buffalo Bills meet the Detroit Lions in the Super Bowl. Ooh. The Super Bowl that I think America wants, frankly. I think that's the one that we were supposed to get, we should have got, but we're going to get it this year.
There you go.
I wish it was a year that the Lions weren't quite as good as they are, but I do believe in it.
I think we could take them.
I got a little update. Lamar, it looks like he just threw an interception. So
he did.
He's below 10 points right now. I'm currently at 64% to win this league that I started out. I'm telling you right now, this game, I don't want to spend all this time talking about this, but I had 20% chance to win, man. 20% chance. And this guy's undefeated. He is a good buddy of mine, and I love him to death. But I got a trophy last year in this Dynasty League when it started of the last place jackass. I was a jackass of the league. Now I've worked my way so like, okay, I'm middle of the pack. As long as I don't get that trophy, I'm good. But if I take down the champ today, that is my Super Bowl. This is my Miami Dolphins moment, ladies and gentlemen.
Who'd you mention was with all the tissue earlier in the show, RT? You might have to hand it over.
It's where it's at. I've gone through a box since we went through this. Anyway, guys.
Collinsworth. Thank God we don't have to listen to him these next 3 hours.
Yeah, right.
Holy shit.
Now here's a guy that just won his fantasy matchup today. Dudes, love you so much. Thank you so much for tuning into Sunday Sessions. You can catch us an hour and a half before kickoff every game day. It doesn't matter if it's prime time, 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock, no matter. We're here for it. Don't forget to follow 24/7 Buff Fandemonium. All of us got our Twitter handles right underneath us.
Yep.
Give us your question, your comments. Give a follow. Check it out. Don't forget to check out the Thomas Takes Sports podcast Wednesdays at 8. And we love you so much. Go Bills.
Go Bills.
Go Bills. Let's do it.
Go Bills.
Cannon bits on verbal killing spree. Blind sheep fall to their knees. Choose a side, left or right, it's all the same.
His name, I'm over the track. Yeah, I said it. What you need to do is get back